We are GGMJ Advisory Committee for Lazarus Farm LLC, which is located in the Upper Scioto River watershed. I'm Jessica.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Max.
Lazarus Farm LLC will have 1,200 acres of crops, 500 cattle, 100 hens, and 250 hogs. We will be using the guidelines set by the Ohio Department of Agriculture, and we worked with Bob Sherman for our nutrient management plan. We plan to reduce phosphorus by over 10%.
Alright, so cover crops. We have to have them planted by October 15th to get them in the ground early in the fall. By March 15th is when we actually can start harvesting them, or we can have our cattle graze that land. Cover crops will slow the erosion of the farmland, which will provide basically healthier ground. And Lazarus Farms LLC could receive a cost share of $25 per acre for cover crops planted. So with soil rotation, that's basically rotating your crops every year. Lazarus Farms LLC would receive $35 per acre per year of crop rotation. So that would also increase our soil fertility and our soil nutrients, and we will have a healthier and much bigger yield. We can also plant multiple species that way. So we have a few species. My favorite is crimson clover. It's a legume, so you can actually like fixate nitrogen into the soil that way, and also cows tend to like it. So with our crop rotation, we're gonna have mostly our bigger species are going to be crops, and it's going to be corn and soybeans. And then we're going to have a little bit less of wheat and hay, but we are going to have 200 acres permanently. And our rotation is going to be soybeans to wheat to corn and back to soybeans.
Another best management practice is buffer zones, which is essentially like a raised surface that you can plant grasses on, such as a big blue stem, which can be used in an emergency or if you need to graze cattle on it. And a drainage water management, it's like a water control structure, and you can control how much groundwater gets out and how much stays in by it's like a wall, and it's good in dry seasons when there's not a whole lot of water because it holds more groundwater, which can be used for the crops. Another one is manure incorporation, which would be essentially spreading manure across the field and then tilling it into the soil with a disc. And then manure storage, we would work with the Delaware County Soil and Water Conservation District to build a manure barn that would be large enough to hold at least 6 months of manure.
Another best management practice would be soil testing and nutrients. Lazarus Farm LLC could receive a large amount of cost share to buy more equipment by using different techniques such as variable rate fertilization and implementing a voluntary nutrient management plan. We are also trying to check every 2.5 acres of soil to make sure that the levels are okay in each chunk, to see if different fertilizer would be needed in different chunks of the field instead of using one base fertilizer for the entire field, which could cause too high or too low levels in some areas. Soil testing would be done once every 3 years, and we would be checking the soil on a 2.5 acre grid system based on the Tri-State Fertilization Guide, and ensuring that all fertilizer would be placed 3 to 5 inches below the surface where roots would most likely be growing, and not using any granular fertilizer. In conclusion, these are the best management practices for Lazarus Farm LLC. We hope you consider these. Thank you for your time.